when it comes time to install your pole and overhead lamp cable, you have two parts on here. You have a trim ring that goes around the base here, and you will need to take the trim ring off so you can loosen this Allen screw under here. And here's your cable. We're going to go ahead and stick our extension cord in there in place, and then we're going to push it down inside a little ways, and then the other end we're going to insert inside our pole. And now the bottom of the pole has a little notch, and that's going to go in here, and there's a screw in here down lower that this is going to rest in and lock on. It's going to lock on this notch so that it can't turn. So we're going to turn it upside down and feed our cable through the pole from the bottom until it comes out on the other end. Just feed it all the way through until it comes out on the other end, and if it doesn't, it must be kinked up somewhere, and so you need to straighten that cable a little bit. So once it comes out, then you can pull it on the other end and hold on to the other end of the cable, and noticing where your notch is, go ahead and push your wire, your cable, back down into the pipe, the support pipe, while you're holding on to the other end that you're going to plug your overhead lamp in. Just go ahead and push all your extra wire in there, and be careful when you're inserting the pole that you don't cut your cable. Make sure you're not really going to hit your cable when you're going down. So once you've got it, all the slack pushed down, and you've got wire on the other end, you've got the plug on the other end that you're going to plug your overhead lamp into, then you can go ahead and put your pole in. Notice the notch is going to go straight to the back and until it clicks into its spot. And once that is in, now you can tighten up the support screw on the bottom of your pole on this support pipe. Get that tight with your 4mm Allen, and then you can put your trim ring over that. That's going to have 3 screws, and you may have to loosen those to be able to get it off to get to under here. And the one in the back that's got a little indentation on it, this is for your indirect pole if you have one of those on there. So we're going to go ahead and put this on the pole, and if you're unscrewed all the way, then it should fit flat. If this is screwed in all the way and then these are unscrewed, it should go flat, and then you can tighten these up. And they don't have to be real tight because it's just a trim ring, just to hide the base. And go ahead and tighten these screws. Or if you have an indirect hanger, you'll be putting it here in the back. And tighten those up. Just snug them up, and your trim ring is on. And now your pole is ready, and you can, after you put your slit lamp arm on, pull it on down, and it's going to have two Allens to tighten. These are also 4mm, and you'll have to adjust the height to where it's going to be the most efficient for the doctor. And I'm going to snug those up, You can keep everything to the back, make it nice and neat. Once you have the correct position, go ahead and tighten those, and then you can put on your Phoropter arm. Now when we're putting our Phoropter arm on, again we're going to push our cable through first, and come down with our Phoropter arm. And maybe a good rule of thumb is holding your fist with a thumb to the top, and that might be a good spot to go ahead and tighten those. Again, you have two 4mm Allen screws. Go ahead and keep them in the back so it's all nice and tidy and neat. Tighten those. And this can be raised or lowered depending on the preference of the doctor. And now we have our cable here that we have. If we had not pushed our slack down, we would have had a lot of cable up here. So it's a good thing we pushed our slack down there. And then we can hook up our overhead lamp. And now our cable, we'll just plug it in to the extension cable. I've kind of rested it on this little ledge on the top of the pipe so that I could push down on the plug and insert the overhead lamp. Now, this doesn't have a limiter, so you might want to mention to the doctor not to keep turning it around and around, or you'll be twisting your cable. So just keep that in mind. And then just a quick view of the diagram. The lower screw that your pole, the notch is going to fit in, is down low, and that's the one we're going to snug the pole in. And then here's our trim ring. It's going to go in over the base of the support pole. We've got an Allen screw in there. That's a 4mm, and then your trim ring is going to go over that, and those are 3mm Allen screws.